Good morning.
Morning everyone.
It's another fairly nice day. It's a bit chilly, but we've got blue sky, fluffy white clouds, so can't complain really. We are getting towards the end of December.
Cloudy earlier, but
Yeah.
the solar is performing admirably, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've still got 2 more panels to put in, so yeah,
really
working
pleased.
well.
It's made a real difference
Huge.
to us in the morning, so yeah, brilliant.
So we're happy with that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yesterday I was working. We were erecting some steel with a friend of mine who's a steel fabricator. 9 metre length of big beams and stuff.
Heavy day.
That was a heavy day. And then when I got back, Emilio turned up at 6:30, just as it was dark, and said, "Did we want to go and help him collect the tree trunks, the wood?"
The old almond trees that he'd
pruned
taken
all
up.
the almond trees and dug out all the ones that were come to the end of their lives and stuff. So I'm like, not really, but yes, of course I will, because it's free firewood for us. And we've got absolutely tons. We're going to show you in a minute. We couldn't get any footage last night because it was dark.
No, I was waiting for Andy to come back because I'd been shopping all day to get my Christmas shopping food.
Busy day.
And I was waiting for Andy to come back. I'd not eaten since 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, breakfast. And we were going to cook a nice meal. It all went a bit wrong.
Yeah. and then some of these trunks and branches, they're huge. You know, with 2 of us could barely pick them up, and we had to lift them like sort of 6 foot 2 meters in the air over the sides of his trailer. That's not what I needed. And because it was dark, I managed to drop one on my finger, which exploded. And
Nasty.
The nail went black instantly. And every time I move it now, I can feel the nail clicking, so I think that's going to fall out.
Yeah.
Yes, it hurts, so that's a bit debilitating as well.
Yeah.
I always seem to do my fingers when I ever hurt myself. But not to worry, onwards and upwards, we'll brave the pain, and I'm sure in a few days it'll be better.
Yeah, I hope so. We've been shopping,
Yes.
as I said. So we now got our new taps for the
10-year
sink
guarantee.
upstairs.
The other thing about taps, I always say do not buy cheap taps, and this is from past experience, because you can get some proper cheap, like €12 things. In my experience, they're just not worth buying. Buy the best taps that you can.
Yeah.
But these were actually, they weren't cheap, but they were sort of half the price of some of the others.
Some of the others are like €120 for a tap.
But they've got a 10-year guarantee, whereas the more expensive ones only had a 2-year guarantee.
Yeah,
So
very
I thought,
strange.
We'll have them, you know, well, and we'll just lose the receipt, and if anything does happen in the next 10 years, we won't be able to take them back because we've lost the receipt.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and file the box and the receipt together somewhere safe, probably in the workshop, where we'll never be able to find it again. Beryl's here helping.
Yeah, so we can finish off our sink upstairs now. We've bought brackets for the cupboard doors
remember I
upstairs
bought
on
those
the unit.
kitchen unit hinges, but they're a bit rubbish, aren't they? So we bought some proper black, nice tuck hinges, the same ones we used in the bathroom on the cupboard there.
And some little knobs for the doors. So it's exciting. It's like Christmas come early.
So we couldn't get a cooker. They only keep a hob, a stove top. They only keep
There were 2
certain ones
really,
in stock.
apart from induction and electric, and obviously we want
If the
gas.
camera's shaking, it's because Catsy's loving it again, as he does.
Rubs himself against
What else we got there? Yeah, various plumbing bits to crack on with that when we get an opportunity. Yeah, so wonderful. So we've been advised again. We took no notice last year to cut this wood up while it's still green or greenish, and then it'll dry out quicker, because that's what we didn't do last year. Hence the reason we think it's still
quite wet in parts.
Still green now after being sat outside through a Spanish summer. So we're going to try and make a start on getting that logged up, stored away for next winter. Hopefully it'll be dry enough. Now I've found my damp meter, my moisture meter, I can test it all.
Yeah.
So we better
crack on.
So if you remember the other day, this is the pile of wood we got delivered. There's 2 tons there. Yeah, wait till you see this lot. And this is what we collected last night. I dread to think how much they are, but some of them there, like at the bottom, they're like 30 centimetres, a foot thick or more, and there's still 4 more trees out there that we couldn't fit in the trailer, that we're going to saw up into smaller pieces up there so we can physically lift them. Yeah, they're absolutely massive. So how much is there, I don't know. You've seen a couple of tons logged. Obviously this will reduce in size when it is logged, but I reckon we're not going to have far off 2 tons when it's all done. I'm going to try and start to log it. As you can see, it's still got leaves on some of it. It's very, very green. Some of it, then the trees are actually dying anyway, so they're not as wet as they would be if they were, you know, new, fresh, healthy trees. So that's my job for today, or as one of the jobs to start today. So where do you start? I've got a full tank of gas and it's full of oil, so we're ready to go. Let's see what we can do with it. Well, it's gone down a bit. We've got a fair old chunk cut. I have to stop because my finger's absolutely killing me now, and it's bleeding again. I've not done it any good at all. But it does actually cut up so much easier when it's green. I never knew or thought of that. And so we've only had wood fires for like, oh, I don't know, 30 years. But we haven't actually done much cutting. So yeah, get your logs, cut them when they're green, then let them dry out. They'll dry out quicker, and you'll have better fires. Yeah, as I said, there's 4 or 5 more trees coming like that yet. Well, I've got an assistant, Dottie. So happy days, we're working our way through it. We'll keep plodding away.
It's just a little update on our olives. If you can see that, there's all that liquid again come out of them, which I'll obviously drain off in a minute, but just look how they've reduced both these jars. I think this one wasn't quite full, but it was certainly to about there. This one was absolutely packed, and that's how much they've reduced. So I can get to the point where I'll be able to put them all into one jar eventually. Yeah, it's incredible how much liquid comes out of them, but they're looking good. And the peas, look at these, absolutely magnificent. They're the biggest we've managed to grow peas. We've not been very successful in the past. I think we planted them at the wrong time of the year. Certainly in the summer it was far too hot and they just wilted and died. So they're coming on great guns, not flowered yet, so we haven't actually got any pea pods. But yeah, really, really pleased. Fingers crossed we'll get some peas this year.
So while we're on the subject of wood and our troublesome flue, it's actually a lot better since we changed that cap and put a slightly fatter pipe on it, but we're never ever going to stop it from condensing. It's just never going to get hot enough and dripping down. But we have found a way. What we can get is a T-piece, so where it comes out the wall and goes up, we're going to put a T-piece on there, and it's got a cap on it and a bit of depth below the T as well. So anything that comes, if we seal that up then totally, anything that runs down it is going to collect in this bottom. It's got an access cap we can remove and clean it all out that easily. So sealing it up will stop it dripping on the walls and running down the outside, and it can all go down the inside and collect in this. It's like a bowl on the bottom with a removable cap. You'll see it when we get it because it's on its way. So that's happy days on that. We will find a solution for this one way or the other, but it is actually much better since, you know, it's working well. It's warm, that's the main thing. So fantastic. And while I'm at it, I'm up here in the hay loft. What we're going to do, we're going to clear. We've got all the floorboards stacked against the wall here and some timber and stuff. We're going to clear that lot out of the way, and we're going to get this wall. If you remember the other week, a few days ago. I plastered it all up ready. It's all dry now, it's all good. It's ready for lime washing. So what we need to do is move all this stuff out of the way. We made a space over there, and we're going to clean it all up, scrape it all down, get all the muck off it, and get it ready for whitening. Then, yeah, it's kind of stopping us because then we can do the floor, but we don't want to do the floor until we've done the wall, obviously. And I may have a look at finishing that tiling off as well. So let's crack on. These are the boards in question, and there's stuff all over the wall. I don't know what it is. It's probably from when we were attempting to repair the original ceiling, or testing different paints and things like that, to see how well they stick. So stuff like this all needs to come off. So first of all, I'm going to get these out of the way though. Right, so that's all clear now, ready to be cleaned up. Look at the mess the plaster has made. Absolute nightmare they are. And I want to try and get the rest of these tiles finished across this bit now. It's doing me head in. I hate tiling. So once it's done, so I'm going to crack on with that. Right, well they're in. Made a right mess. I'll have to give these a wipe off before it sets completely. As I said earlier, I'm going to bead all around the edges of these with some nice timber things, not sure what yet, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So the tiling, apart from grouting, is finished. Happy days. So give it a day or two to go off, and then we can grout them up, and that is another job ticked off.
So Andy's cleared all this stuff, as he said. I've just swept up, got rid of the mess that the plasterer made. And now I'm just going to scrape off these rough bits as much as I can. And then it's all got to be washed down before we can get the lime wash done. So I'm going to crack on with that.
Right, tiles are all done, all cleaned up, ready for grouting. Just need to let them go off. We've been thinking about this down here as well. We've actually found some more of these drawers in a local big DIY store thing, and I'm not even going to put a front on them. I'm just going to make runners for them to sit on all the way up, and then black off the front under the cooker. Sometimes it's good to just live with things for a bit and not rush in. It gives you time to expand an idea and get a clearer idea of what you want to do. So anyway, yeah, fantastic. We're progressing again with the Hay Loft apartment out at home. I don't know if you can see that written on the wall, but all over the place, even in the workshop and everywhere, there's all these like sort of calculations. What they were for, I don't know. What there's 3 lots, another lot there. You can't see this just off camera, just to the right. Yeah, on all the walls. So whether it was, I don't know what they were calculating, I can't imagine, to be honest. But yeah, but unfortunately we can't preserve those, we're going to have to lose them. Another day done, but not the end of the video. We get confused now because we're not doing them every day. So this wall's ready for whitewashing, lime washing tomorrow. I'm hopefully going to get my tiles over there. I'm going to try and get them grouted tomorrow as well. I know we did a Q&A on Sunday. But Paul's asked in the comments about our Wi-Fi, said perhaps we could do a video on it. Excuse me, I've got an itch. I don't know if it merits a full video, but basically we have wireless Wi-Fi here. They call it Campo Net. A lot of places, obviously similar to ourselves, we're completely off the grid. There's not a wire or a cable comes anywhere near us. What it is, it's just we have an antenna on the roof, a little antenna that points towards an installation thing somewhere. They've got them everywhere, like these big towers that give the Wi-Fi signal. We get 12 meg download, which is more than enough to stream YouTube videos, films, whatever you want to watch. We get about 1.1 meg upload. Which uploading videos isn't the fastest, but it works okay. And yeah, as for reliability, it's been pretty good. Sometimes you'll get days where it's a bit slow, perhaps we can only assume that that's when there's a lot of people using it. But generally, no, they've been pretty good and pretty reliable, and it's never let us down yet. We've had it on since we moved in, just end of May actually, yeah, Mayish, before we moved in we had it here. So basically, yeah, it's just wireless Wi-Fi, not as fast as your cable stuff, fibre optic stuff, but yeah, it does the job admirably. So hope that helps, Paul. Thanks for the question. A day before we'd have done it in Sunday's video. But anyway, we're done we're going to have something to eat and we'll pick it up. We'll see you in the morning. It's morning. What a beautiful day after the last couple of rubbish days we've had. It's been cold and cloudy. Look at it today, if you can see that. Not a cloud in the sky. Forecast to be 21 degrees tomorrow. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. 70-ish, a bit more maybe. Our water deposit's coming on Thursday. What day is it today? Tuesday. Monday even. So 8 o'clock in the morning, which is a bit early for us because we don't usually get up till about 8. And it's going here, you know, we've got 3 parking spaces allocated. It's going in the 3rd one there, we think. It should fit just about, it's massive. And our garlic's up as well. We'll have a look at that while we're out here. Not only the garlic, look at our potatoes as well. Yeah, the next lot. You should be able to make them out there. Nearly every single one's come up. The little green things, the rest of the brown stuff's straw. 2 beds of them, one over there and this one. Yeah, pretty much every single one's come up. So that's happy days. Well, it's all go this week. The flue to do, that'll be it. The deposit's coming on Thursday, that's fantastic. Another load of work there, now plumbing that in and getting it situated. 8 o'clock in the morning is coming, that's outrageous. We've got a crane booked to be here at 8 o'clock as well. So that should all run smoothly. Today I'm going to get these tiles grouted in, they're all set and hard and good. And probably in a bit, depending how time goes, get some more of that almond chopped up, and remember the stuff we bought in the other day while it's still green and easier to cut. I've only got 1 chain sharp left, so I need to sharpen some chains for the chainsaw as well. Yes, what a busy week we're having. The run up to Christmas as well, just what you need. Anyway, we're making progress. And while I'm doing that, Sharon's gonna lime wash this wall. Before we can lime wash it, we want to just put a coat of oil, certainly on the last bit of the roof there, the ceiling, because if you get the oil onto the lime wash, it goes in this sticky yellowy colour and it doesn't come off. So if we get that done first, then if you get lime wash on the wood, it doesn't matter, we just wash it off, no problem at all. So we'll get a bit of that done and then crack on with that as well. So all happening. Right, I've got my grout mixed. Need to let it stand for 5 minutes, and then with our rubber grouting trowel, we just press it into the joints. So I'll let that stand for a minute, 5 minutes, and then crack on with it. I'll be glad when this is done. No more tiling now until we do the kitchen and bathroom downstairs. That is happy days for me.
So, nearly finished this first board, and then I can get on with the lime washing. But as Andy said, it's important to do the linseed oil first, because it does make a real mess if it soaks into the lime wash.
Right, the grout is applied, suitably rendered onto the tiles. What I need to do now is let it go off a little bit, and then clean off all the surface stuff, and neaten all the joints up. And of course I always make enough to grout a shopping mall, stupid boy, but that's the way it is. Right, so I'll just leave that now, 10 or 15 minutes, and then come back with a damp cloth and clean it up. There we go, the tiling is complete. That does make me happy.
So I'm just washing the wall down now. I finished oiling that first board there. A, to clean the wall, and B, to get it wet so that the lime doesn't immediately get absorbed into the plaster. It's all this preparation that takes time. Actually, painting's not that bad, but we'll crack on. The new bits that we had to fill in, that big hole down there if you remember, and along the top in parts, it's not working with a wet sponge, so I'm just going to give that a good spray just to make sure it's wet. I'm doing it in sections because if I do the whole wall, by the time I get back to this end it'll have dried out already, because that's what it's like. So yeah, ready to rumble. Andy's busy chopping that almond up. He's repaired his chainsaw. He's busy at the top of the land doing that. And I get on with this. It's getting the right consistency as well that's important. Because if it's too thick, you can't, it's real slow going. But if it's too thin, it doesn't cover the cracks and things. So, and I've got to be careful of my new beam that my new board that I've just oiled as well.
The wall's coming along nicely. I've just chopped up another 3 or 4 trees. So we're getting through them slowly. I'll just keep pottering away at them. But yeah, this wall's looking great. It always looks patchy. We've said this before, when you first do it. But when it dries, generally, it's pretty white. May need a second coat. We'll see, well, tomorrow. Righto, look at our pile. It's growing slowly. This is the 2-ton pile. That's our little pile. But you want to see how much we've got left? We'll spin the camera around. It's going down slowly, but yeah, it's going to be awesome for next winter, this. We've also got a load of another pile over here, thinner ones which we'll cut up with the little cut-off saw. But yeah, we're getting through it slowly. Fantastic. It's going to take a while.
Well, it's that time again, and I didn't complete the wall. I've run out of lime wash, and it's getting towards dog walking time and feeding time for the animals, so it's pointless me doing another mix now. That's the trouble, not enough hours in the day. It's not that we're not busy, it's just we're busy doing everything else as well. But a bit disappointed, but I'll crack on with it again tomorrow. So yeah, the end of another day. It's been a good day. Andy's done finished the last few rows of tiles. They're looking great. We are making progress. We've got a load more wood chopped up. But it's not the end of the video, guys, so don't switch off, because I hopefully get this finished tomorrow. Yeah, start a new day.
Right, it's the next morning. Look at that. Fantastic, it's dried perfectly. Amazing how it does that, really. It also makes the room a lot brighter as well. We've only got a tiny little window in it. Helps to keep the heat in and helps to keep the heat out in the summer. So, yeah, it's made a huge difference already. We're going to crack on now and, well, keep working along, really.
So we're off to try and get it finished today. Just depends how far my pot goes. But I'm really pleased that bit I did yesterday has dried as well as it has, because I don't like doing second coats, going over what you've already done if you can avoid it. So, but yeah, brilliant stuff, because it dries amazingly well. So yeah, crack on.
So Sharon's on with the wall. I'm in charge of Christmas lights. They sort of work. They never work, do they, when you get them out again? This one's got a nifty switch. There we go, we'll make them work. Because our next video is going to be on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve. So we thought we'd better trim up. And we got these that are going outside. Tricky little things. They've got a button on them and you can change them different flashes on permanently. Twinkle. But we're going to put these in the courtyard. They're actually exterior lights as well. So we're excited about that. Yes, I'm going to go and put them up.
Well guys, that's it. The end of this video, our first long video. Let us know what you think. You know, do you enjoy it sort of having fewer videos but a bit longer and more content?
They might not all be this long.
They might not, no. I didn't quite get the wall finished, ran out of stuff again, and I've got to go shopping, got to get some supplies this afternoon, so it's no point mixing some more. I wanted to get just past the light switch at least, so that Andy could get it back on the wall, but never mind.
I can get the socket on though, because that's done all up.
Yeah.
All that's done now. Trim up that end, and yeah, we've actually had a slight change of plan again, haven't we? We've decided,
Not like us.
We've decided we're going to get the ceiling done and all the walls done before we start on the floor. It is a logical thing to do, really. Oh, it's still,
especially as I'm such a messy worker and I'll be spilling lime on the floor. Yeah.
So I think the next step, we're going to point up around this door.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Probably just a bit of it. And get all that done, get the ceiling oiled, and get all the walls finished. It's got a massive transformation that's going to make.
And then we've just got the floor to do, so that's exciting.
Yeah. So
we finished the kitchen cupboards.
And the kitchen cupboards, yeah, and everything else. So yeah, thanks all for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the video. As Sharon said, you know, give us some feedback in the comments. Our next video will be
Christmas Eve
the 24th, and we'll all be trimmed up then, hopefully.
Yes.
I've got the lights ready. The outside ones are up. We'll get some footage of that later when it's dark. Hopefully it looks alright. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all the subscribers. Thank you, of course, to all the people that supported the channel. And
we'll see you on Christmas Eve.
We will.